To build any component, we need to be in component mode by clicking the component mode button. Next we need to give the component a type, in our case it's a cover. Next change the size of the component canvas to your requirements, in our case, I'm making the height larger than the images we are going to use, because a gap needs to be left at the top. The gap is to allow the cover to move backwards when it's open. We will be using two pre-made photograph images, one for the closed state and the other for the open state. Clicking the closed state, otherwise known as state 0, shows the canvas for the closed state. We can now add an image for the closed state by clicking on the Add Image Part button. The image needs to be moved to the bottom of the component canvas, to allow for the gap at the top. When any parts need to be moved to the edges of the component canvas, it's best to have Snap to Grid enabled, as this removes all the guesswork. You can enable Snap to Grid from the View menu. We now need to center the image part horizontally, by clicking the Horizontal Alignment button. Clicking on the open state, otherwise known as State 1, shows the canvas for the open state. We can now add an image for State 1 by clicking on the Add Image Part button. It's very important that the open state has a large transparent area, for the location of the switch or button that the cover protects. It's important to give your component a meaningful name. Next we need to save the component, by clicking on the File menu and Save option. If we now go into module mode, we can drag and drop a switch, and the cover component into a module. When adding a cover component, the placement order of the components is very important. The switch must be added first, and then the cover added, over the top of the switch. It's obviously difficult to see if the switch is in correct alignment with the cover. This issue is resolved by lowering the opacity of the cover component so it becomes semi-transparent. We can fine-tune the position of the cover using the keyboard arrow keys. This concludes our tutorial. I hope you found it useful.